Welcome back to That Game Place Live, everybody. We got the buddy cop drama action going on here, because I got Kevin Apollo on my police squad. Now, I tell you, if I had Kevin Apollo on my police squad, I would feel like the toughest dude this side of Philly, because, I feel like I got unlocked God mode in a video game. You know, you put in the epic cheat code, and you can do just anything the game has you do. But you know what? Speaking of how you do, Kevin, how are you doing today, good sir?
I'm good, brother. I missed you last week, but the wife and I went out for a Brazilian steakhouse dinner, which was nice.
Ooh, how was that?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good, and I was proud that I am still young enough that I can gorge myself on steak and not wake up feeling like I'm going to have a heart attack the next day. So still winning.
Oh, that's wonderful. I just always think of that Simpsons bit where him and Marge are having the romantic dinner, and then they're like, oh, should we eat dinner or not? And they decide to eat dinner, and they're just on the bed like, kill me. Like, it's just like so tragic. And I think the folks over at the Nintendo Ninjas, I think, got a hold of Kevin Apollo because the man has disappeared from my stream. So I guess, you know what, this is a good time, if any, to talk about what stories we're going to have tonight. So I see the wonderful people coming out the chat right now, streaming across YouTube and X. We have some fun stories for you tonight. And Kevin Apollo wants to get in on said stories.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what it did.
I think Microsoft got tired of us whining about their company, and I feel like Phil Spencer's behind the keyboard somewhere. It's like, I'll show that stupid show. Beep!
He's gonna say something.
So this Nintendo fanboy canceled. Anyways, we have some crazy news, and I'm very glad we were having the show today, folks, because, ladies and gentlemen, we have some breaking news on a day that usually isn't the breaking news side of day of the week. You know, usually, like a lot of journalists, they take the weekends off, and you get a few stories in there, but usually not anything earth-shattering. Guys, there's been leaks about the Legend of Zelda movie, and we have footage of the film set of like what the film is looking like, and it's looking pretty cool. So we're going to be covering that, but we are going to be covering that in a respectful manner because we do not want to be getting the ban hammer by Nintendo, because there's one thing I've learned about Nintendo is you do not mess with Plumber Boy unless you're Crash Bandicoot, because they're very scary. And, you know, I would like to keep the show, I mean, we got a good community here. We got Juliet showing up. We got Davina. Davina's back. Thank you. But Juliet's the awesome mod. Davina always showing it up. We got S.I.N. Sin coming back. Always good to see you. You've been here very routinely. Good to see you, my friend. We got John Communion. Am I saying your name right, good sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Low Spec Linux Gaming. We got Mark Fields, and I am very happy to see Mark, and we got Chris Dickerson. Now, Mark Fields, I wanted to give a, before we get into our show, I wanted to give a huge, and Kevin, I mean it when I say it is huge, apology to Mr. Mark Fields. Yes, I knew that was coming. Because last week, despite my time with That Park Place, Tooney Town, T3P, whatever have you, I am always very big on it. We need to make sure we get to these super chats. But you know what? Last week, I was like trying to fire on a lot of things. We were out Kevin, we were out Culture. It was just me and Chase rolling things. And I had missed a super chat from our wonderful friend, Mark Fields. So I wanted to give a big apology on that and give the due diligence on that. So I wanted to bring it up right here. This was his super chat from last week from Mark Fields for $1.99. Hail to the $1.99. Positive vibes to you all. Have a wonderful night. And little did he know at the time, he was referring to today. So thank you, Mark, for wishing us good times last week and this week. So before we get into the show here, Kevin, what's new in life? I saw you had some good dinner. Have you played any games at all? Had any time?
Well, I have not activated my Switch 2 yet because I cannot find my actual Switch. And I want to make sure that I don't screw anything up because Nintendo is going to be very Nintendo. But I'm very eager to play this Pokemon game that I got that I'm still mad that isn't a cartridge. Other than that, I put down my some GameStop reserve bucks for Metroid, and you know, I'll probably grab Donkey Kong this week because I do want to play it. So
So you got the pre-order for Metroid Prime 4.
Yes.
That is going to be a game we're going to be covering a lot on That Gameplays here in the coming weeks, because how long have we waited? The last game came out in 2007, right? So we've waited about almost 20 years for this game, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a long time to wait. I'm sorry. And by the time Samus comes out of the suit, you're not going to get the hot Zero Suit Samus. You're going to get Samus with a beard at this rate. Like, but Kevin, I think it's time we get into our first story of the week. Because I want to start, before we get to the Zelda leak, because that's going to be a big story, and we'll save that for a little later in the show. We need to talk about the talk of the town. And are you familiar with the news coming up with Valve?
Oh, with the big stream console guy? It's very exciting.
Yep.
Very exciting.
And
did they give a price point for it? Because I want one.
We should have some price specs on it. They had a whole video where they broke it down, and I'll try to bring it up while we're there, because especially now, because I just realized that my story I pulled was paywall. Thanks y'all. Thank you. So instead, we'll get a nice little article from Mashable, and we have some good specs here. So everybody, our good friends in the audience, let's get in this thing and have a good time here on That Gameplays. All right. Coming at you from Mashable.com, the headline states, Valve announces new Steam Machine console, price specs, and release date. What's in the box? This comes to us from Alex Perry. Thank you, Mr. Alex. What are you laughing about here?
What's in the box?
Oh my gosh. I'm actually thinking of that one song, was it by The Lonely Island, but I can't say that on a family friendly channel. So I'm just going to keep scrolling down. We're going to be on our best behavior. Let's talk about Valve. All right. A few years after successfully expanding, Valve, you're not helping me, the handheld gaming market with the Steam Deck, Valve is trying its hand at a console-like experience again. Valve announced several new hardware products yesterday, one of which is simply called the Steam Machine. It's actually Valve's second attempt at such an idea, the first being about a decade ago, but the conditions feel a bit more right this time around, especially with the future of Xbox being a bit uncertain. And if any of you have been following our shows past few weeks, Kevin, how would you summarize the world of Xbox gaming right now?
It's dead, Jim. It's dead.
Yeah, it's about as dead as the dreams of an Bubsy game. It runs. So here we go. The Steam Machine is essentially a console version of the Steam Deck. It runs the same software, Steam OS, and will play games from your Steam library when plugged into a TV like a console. Now, those unfamiliar with Steam, all two of you in the audience, Steam is basically Walmart for video games on the digital end. You log into it, and it feels all cool and early 2000s, futuristic. You log in, you download a video game. It could be an old game, a new game, at a somewhat decent price. And, you know, the nice thing about Valve has routinely been, I don't know about you, Kevin, but if I can chime in this for a minute here, I love about them is that they're usually, not always, they tend to avoid dumb controversies a lot of the other companies do, because, you know, they put a game out there, super family friendly, super lustful, super certain political leanings, both sides. Like, I always like about Valve is they just like throw the whole kitchen sink, and it seems like people complain a lot less because people aren't taking away their games. I feel like you can get almost any kind of game on there. Like you can get dating pigeon boyfriend simulator. Am I wrong on that?
You know what? If that is true, then you know what? Do you to all the pigeon boyfriend simulator people out there? God bless you. Just stay away from the Alka-Seltzer. Breadcrumbs.
When we get
Alka-Seltzer.
When we get to 100,000 subscribers on this channel one day, we'll do a Hatful Boyfriend simulator playthrough. Like, we got to get there, guys. We got to get there. But so Steam has made a very good reputation in the gaming sphere, so there's already a lot of good momentum compared to like Nintendo and Xbox and to an extent PlayStation right now. But there is some bad news. We don't have a price or release date yet, so stay tuned for that. But what's going on here is that the main difference between this new machine and a deck, of course, is that the Steam Machine will be far more powerful. According to Valve, it's 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. Here are some specs Valve released for the Steam Machine. I just like saying the Steam Machine, by the way. It's like the meme machine. I like it.
Yeah, it's a cool wrestling tag team name.
Oh, okay. I also want Kevin Apollo on my wrestling tag team. But the other thing I like about it is I'm going to bring up the trailer for it on here so we can get a little bit more of a visual on what we are going to be expecting here. But what I like about it so far, before we even get into it, like Steam Machine, it's got a flowing name like Xbox. It doesn't sound like super corporate or abstract. And I like a lot of abstract stuff, but it actually feels like it's practical, it's fun. I know some people out there are calling it the Gabe Cube because of Gabe Newell, who does the Valve, and I like it. It feels unique. But we're going to be finding in this thing, we're going to get some nerd talk here. So get ready, nerds. Let's do this. We got the CPU semi-custom AMD Zen 4 6C 12T. GPU semi-custom AMD RDNA 3. Wow, there's a lot of numbers here. Culture Casino would know these numbers, but you see, I'm happy I know how to freaking work a calculator. So it's got 16 gigabytes, 2 storage options, 2x USB ports in the front and 2 in the back, and 1 C port in the back. So homies, you're going to be in for a good experience here. But let's get into this wildness, because we're not just going to do an article. No, we're not no terrible show. We're a good show. Let's get into the advertisement, which will have to go a little bit by bit, because people like to copyright our show, and I don't like losing our AdSense money. Kevin, I don't want to take a second mortgage. We're not doing this today.
We don't want to do that. We don't definitely don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do that.
No, definitely not. So Valve goes ahead, recently released this video, and it is currently at a bit of views on the World Wide Web. I'll have those exact numbers here in a second. But showing off the Steam Deck in all its majesty, the portable version where you can download the games. But it shows this new funky controller, and you can use this for a home device. Now, before we even get into the system, I want to talk about this controller, because I don't know, Kevin, what's your first opinions on this controller? Because I am feeling like this reminds me of almost like a Nintendo controller, like the big, giant square buttons. Like, I feel like this is only a few funky colors away from being like almost like a GameCube controller. Like, what do you think of this thing?
Oh, so I didn't see it. Are you going to put it up? Because
it's right here, good sir.
There it is. Oh, that is pretty cool. That's like, that kind of reminds me of like, it looks like it has a face. It looks like it's being a weird Japanese emoji thing at me. If you look like here, like you got little blush cheeks, little cute blush cheeks, a small little mouth, and 2 eyes.
The Steam. So if the Nintendo Switch 2 controller looks like a dog, this one looks like an anime schoolgirl. Okay, understood.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It reminds me of the of like almost like a bigger Super Nintendo controller.
I was getting GameCube vibes, but I do kind of see what you mean. It's got that Nintendo charm, I feel like, that's been missing in a lot of like the Switch 2 stuff outside of the games, where it actually, the system itself feels a little more experimental, a little more like quirky. And the cool thing about this like whole trailer is it feels very practical. So it goes through and it lists like you got the dual trackpads, the HD haptics, gyro support, grip buttons, full size controls. Like, there's not a lot of world sounds. It's not like the Xbox thing they used to do at E3 all the time, where it's like, oh, this has like 2 teraflops of data, and it's the most revolutionary thing you ever see. Like, no, the trailer's a lot more ground to earth, kind of like the first Nintendo Switch trailer. It's like, hey, it's a fun gaming machine, and you got fun things you can do. It's got a nice vibe and setup. I am low-key so jealous of this guy's house. It looks amazing. But that's not all. So it has a nifty thing where you can plug it in for the computer support, cool things. But then, ladies and gentlemen, may I give you the Steam Machine. And they took a page out of, so Kevin, do you know how our greatest inventions usually come from something very reminiscent of the past? The days of when you weren't making something for consumerism, you were making it for pride and longevity. You might go for museums, scripture, wise philosophers of great times. And I see the folks at Valve here, they knew the GameCube was where it was at. And they gave us a cube. And this is the Steam Machine. Kevin, what's your first thoughts on this box?
I like it. It's small. It's compact. It's a cube. Be easy to put behind my TV and keep it moving.
I agree. And it's like, and it's not just a boring cube either, because it glows.
Oh, it glows.
That's right. It lights up.
Oh.
And I'm sure it looks like there's going to be some customizable faceplates too. So it's like a PC. You can have a lot of fun with it, but it's not rocket science. And honestly, it reminds me of like what I was wanting the Switch 2 to do. And now it's, of course, way too early to be saying, oh, the Switch 2 has been a huge failure. It's actually been a huge success in the numbers. We covered this here recently. The boycotts have been so far a failure, just to put it plain and simple. This new thing is reminding me of like what I feel like they should do. They're cruising on, with what's working, they're getting experimental where they need to, but they're staying practical where it needs to be, just kind of being on cruise control here. The Steam Machine is looking to have SteamOS, of course, fast suspend resume, desktop mode, seamless updates, notifications, and Steam input. And I gotta say, as someone who's been very interested in the Steam Deck to play a lot of games out there, this honestly might be a more tempting purchase for me. Kevin, do you have a Steam Deck? And if you don't, would you go for this, or do you think you'd go for the portable one?
I don't have one, but I'm leaning towards this. I don't want to skip ahead in the story, but I'm kind of into that. You can use your Xbox or your PlayStation controllers if you want to. I'm kind of into some of the features that they said they were going to offer up, and I think it's good timing on their part. Obviously Xbox does not want to be in the console game, and giving console gamers a nice little entry into jumping on towards the PC, I think is a really smart idea. We don't really know what's going to be next for PlayStation after this, and it seems like they want to be pushing people away from consoles for whatever reason. So I'm kind of hoping this is the nice medium. And, I'm excited for it. So
what I'm shocked about here, Kevin, is this is one of the few times I've ever seen an announcement for like a new gaming thing, and there wasn't like a massive backlash or people feeling the need to defend it, like Coke versus Pepsi, Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. Like most of what I've been seeing is just people happy. Like the people were commenting about like, oh my gosh, a new corporate product. And not once did they mention AI and shoving it down your throat. It seems practical. It's what people wanted to see. It feels like that SpongeBob bit where they're like, hey, that's what we've been asking for. Can these companies, they're so focused on short-term game and golden parachutes and how are we going to make something bad look good? Valve over here looks like they were just like, well, what if you actually make it good? Am I wrong on that, Kevin?
No, I think you're right. And the fact that no one is complaining kind of, tells you kind of what you need to know, right? Like,
and that's impressive. The internet likes to complain.
I know. Has anybody decided to venture towards the hellhole that is Reddit to see if those people are happy?
Oh no. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see how the specs are looking. But hey, you know what? I'll check Reddit, but I'm gonna stay off 4chan and Tumblr. I'll leave that journry for another day.
No. You need a baptism after that. What was I gonna say? I lost my thought. It's gone. I'm old now.
It's gone forever. That's okay. They showed a VR headset, which I thought looked pretty cool. And there's a lot more games on the PC side of thing where I actually care more about VR technology. Now, I know some people have been saying, like, one of the big questions with it is, especially some of our loyal viewers out there are wondering, like, hey, what's the price point going to be looking like with this sort of thing, especially with the new system? And I tell you, apparently we don't know just yet. But what I can say is, if they can get this thing affordable, like actually affordable in the modern day, I don't just mean like, oh yeah, they could totally raise the price of games up to like $100 and people are gonna do that because they used to do that in the 90s. No, like actually affordable to like this thing could be maybe on the 250, maybe in the south side, or even these days, maybe even 300. it'd be really impressive if they could make this thing affordable. Kevin, I'm going to give you the last word on this whole thing going on. We know it's going to be shipping in 2026. Do you think this thing is going to be affordable for the common consumer? And do you think this is going to be a success to where maybe we could be seeing Nintendo, PlayStation, and Valve as opposed to Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, etc., etc.? Like, I would love to get your take on what do you think the future holds, and do you think this could be affordable for the consumer?
One, I hope it's affordable. If they can keep this under that $600 mark, I think that you'll have a tremendous seller on your hands. Yeah, I think the other part of it too is, and I remember what my thought was I think people are excited because they have there's more variety, there's choice now. For the last 20 plus years, it has only just been Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, and now that Xbox is on its way out, no one really.
Kevin, what about Google Stadia?
Oh God. People want something to be excited about. And again, I haven't played Steam, but I hear everybody kind of talking very glowingly about it. The fact that you get to keep your games is it is super important now too. So heaven forbid you get to own something and like it and keep it. So if they can keep this affordable, and I think I see there's some speculation about a certain game that's been missing its third part for what
Portal?
Yeah. Portal and Half-Life. So it's like
Team Fortress.
So
I'm noticing a trend here.
If they actually deliver on what some people are speculating on, this is going to be a really big freaking deal. So I'm even if it only does half of it, I'm here for the ride. I'm looking forward to some new energy in the space.
Oh, same. Especially right now with like all the memes about the console war, like GameStop doing that whole thing about the console war is over and Xbox wanting to be everything be an Xbox and then nothing's an Xbox and Nintendo and PlayStation be kind of with each other. Like they don't even see themselves as competitors. It's like, yeah, let's get some new blood in there. Let's get some of that good old Sega energy coming in or something. Yep. Maybe with less of the business decisions Sega made in the latter half of their existence. But like, how long has it been since because when the Xbox came around, the early aughts, that was a time when it was like, oh, there were still new things jumping as a player. Yeah. That's been 20 something years now. We're literally getting another, our second remake of the first Halo game now. We're more than due for a real competitor, not just a gimmicky, Google, oh, we tried, but we don't know how to actually do a gaming system, or it's going to be something that looks good on a spreadsheet. We need people who understand games, and Valve has more than proven they know how to make games. So hopefully we are going to be covering them as much as we do Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, and, of course, the other franchises out there. Because I feel like Valve is not a company we've been able to give as much love to because, they've been more of a service these days as opposed to a new gaming installment. But if they are actually coming in, going full in with the console sphere, I am more than happy to welcome them into the console family. And hopefully, much like a family at Thanksgiving time, hopefully there'll be some good arguments. And if they're in some arguments, we'll be sure to cover them here on That Game Place. All right, Kevin, let's see what the good folks in the chat have to say. Do you have your reading spectacles on?
Oh, Lord, hold on, let me see. Let me see. I can see some comments. All right, I'll give this a whirl.
Perfect. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead. We have some new folks joining us in right now, so I'll go ahead and bring them up on screen here.
What is that? Blue Sharky 38, or is that a B? How much?
No, it's Blue Sharky.
Okay. How much is it? I thought someone in the chat had some numbers floating around here. Let me scroll through.
Davina was thinking that we might see in the 800 range. People have been calling me out saying Contra was thinking that there was no way it's gonna be as cheap as what I'm saying. So yeah, it probably right. I'm just trying to be optimistic, my friends. Also, good to see you, Contra. Good to see you.
Yeah, listen, I think just keep it under 600. And I think people are, as ridiculous as it is these days, but when you're talking about Sony and Xbox, that's kind of where everything, that's kind of like the high end of where people are willing to go anyway. So as long as you're not in the 700s, 800, I think you're in a comfortable space for, a family to say, hey, we can make this big ticket investment and hope we get something out of it, especially with the fact that you don't have to drop a bunch of money on 4 billion controllers if you are a gaming household.
I wish that I had the clip from the infamous E3 of the PlayStation 3 reveal. $599 US, $599 US.
Ridge Racer.
No, instead I got this one.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
Which I'll take M. Bison. But I think Doge is right where he says there'll probably be complaints when the price gets revealed. And that's what I think. There's going to be memes. But Valve, please do your absolute best that you can to try to keep this affordable for the consumer. Because, there's a lot of hype for this thing. People in the chat are excited. Let's get a win here. I want to be reporting on a win for once. Kevin, do you think we'll have a win?
I'm hoping we get a win. We are due a win. We're due a win.
Well, we'll see. All right. So I'm going to go into our next story if you want to read our last chat here.
Sure, Blue Sharky. I wonder how much Nintendo hate would vanish if they lowered the price point or if they lowered the price of the Switch 2. Yeah, it's a little pricey. It is a little pricey, unnecessarily pricey. But that doesn't seem to be the Nintendo way these days.
No, well, that's the thing. It's you think back to the Wii era of Nintendo. There were a lot of people filthy casuals, and it's not even a real system that was basically two GameCubes duct taped to each other. But in the public zeitgeist, the Wii was cool. It was hip. Mm-hmm. The Switch 2, I still feel like it hasn't really, despite the sales, I feel like whenever I tell people I have a Switch 2, they're like, whoa, you got one? I feel like it hasn't broken out. And of course, we're not the first holiday season for it yet. Yeah. So I'll have to wait and see what exactly the future is going to be holding on that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that. But we have a super chat to get to before we get into our last story. And it's coming from my man, the myth, the legend, the homie, Mark Fields. And right here we go. Kevin, would you like to read this thing from our wonderful viewer at home?
Mark Fields for $199 power to the $199 Metroid animated or live action. Hail panel.
Mark, first up, thank you for our super chat. You're keeping the energy on this arcade. We're not closing down today. Tell the tax collector, beat it. We got the money. We good. We're gonna be floating another day. See ya. The rent, it's paid. So Mark asks a wonderful question here, and I love super chat questions too because it gives us a time to kind of get a deep dive for the panel here. Metroid animated or live action? I'm going to take the first word here. I would love a live action Metroid movie. Yeah. I think it would be perfect for it. We already have the perfect actress to play it. I'm not even trying to be blue here. Sydney Sweeney is born to play Samus. She looks just like her. You look at her facial structures, it's actually kind of uncanny how much they look like each other. She's pretty. She's got the right spots, what's people expect to see in Samus. And I don't know, Kevin, do you remember when Metroid Prime, the first game, was coming out? Mm-hmm. They had that live action trailer for the very first Metroid Prime game. And it looked amazing. Yep. They were talking about doing a live action one for years. I cannot remember who was supposed to be the one to direct the alleged movie. I think that project fell through. But I'll tell you right now, the OG Metroid Prime commercial was one of the greatest video game commercials ever. And I think I can actually get away with doing this. Nintendo, if you flag me for a 240p video on YouTube that comes from ages ago, please just don't do that to us. But yeah, here's for those of the audience at home. Yeah, it looked amazing. So I'm going to pass this to you, Culture. Oh, also, practical effects. We need that so bad. So Kevin, I'm going to pass this to you. What do you think? Are you on the other side of things? Do you think we should go the animated route instead of the live action? What do you think?
No, if you're going to do it, I want to see live action. Give me some green screen backgrounds, but make it predominantly practical effects. It's nice to see if they're making a comeback in movies. Especially too, you do have an actress like Sydney Sweeney who looks like the character. Just give me a mech suit, give me some aliens, let me see them explode, find a way to make her turn into the little ball without it being ridiculous, and
please, it has to be a practical effect. Like, get it like a giant bowling ball. Do like the ball in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Yes. Like, maybe she becomes like a giant morph ball and you just have Ridley running away, like, you do something like that. But I could definitely think if they did go the animated route, it could be very fascinating, Mark Fields. But I think too long, especially with the Zelda movie going live action, I think we're due for that film that we were promised that we should have been gotten a good, 20-something years ago. Yeah. So, Mark, as always, we always appreciate your support. And if anyone wants to super chat, we will try our best in the panel here, as long as the comment is appropriate, to answer to the best of our abilities. But just want to say, we can't do it without you. I see a lot of regulars out there in the chat today. So, thank you very much. And let's go ahead and get into our next story. Kevin, stall for time while I'm getting the next story. Kevin.
I'm stalling. The Metroid, unlike the other games, I think is rife for a live action adaptation anyway. Just because it's really cool, but the story's super straightforward. You're a bounty hunter, you're shooting aliens, and you're trying to stop an invasion. There isn't a lot of lore you need to go chewing on to go get it done. And I would even say bring back the voice of Mother Brain. Let it be Audrey 2 all over again. Like from the Captain N days.
I like, oh my, I will rule video game world. I want to say, that's what I want. I want I want that in live action. They should have that version of Mother Brain, do like a creepy, fabric thing of her face. And then if Sydney Sweeney is fighting Captain N, Mother Brain, Film of the Year, Oscar nominee, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. All right, folks, let's get into our next story here. All right. Coming at you from Geeks and Gamers by Alex Gerzo. The title states, the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer honors the game and adds a few twists. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is on the way, and this morning, 18 years to the day after its namesake was released, a special Nintendo Direct revealed the trailer for the highly anticipated film. Kevin, have you seen the trailer?
I love this trailer. Marvin, I disagreed about
good. It's so good.
Right, Marvin, I disagreed about the Bowser bit in the beginning, but I loved it. I was like,
me too.
Like, bro, this is for the kids. The Bowser is the biggest part of the last movie. You're reminding everybody what you loved about it. Let's just take the ride. And I liked when they were sitting with the little stars were sitting with Rosalina. She's trying to tell the Peach story. I'm like, no, we want the plumbers. Give us the plumber.
Plumber. Dude, that was my favorite thing of the whole trailer. And okay, we are going off the rails on this one already because this film just garners hype. It's hard to stay structured for this thing because people can be happy about this movie because we already know, because there was a cautious pessimism or optimism, I don't know what to call it, when Chris Pratt dropped as the voice of Mario and everyone thought this film was going to be really weird, and then it shockingly was really good. And I saw the first film 2 or 3 times at the theater. I think was it twice. I wanted to see it at least 3 times, but it was one of the best films I had ever seen in my life. And I don't know, hearing Brie Larson as Rosalina, I thought she sounded amazing. Everything just felt Mario. Everything felt natural. The world is pretty. It's vibrant. It's so exciting. We're going to get into this trailer now. We're getting in right now, and we can't show it because of copyright. But what we can do is I can give you a slideshow of it like we're on Windows Movie Maker up in this thing. So, yeah. Kevin, do you think your kids are going to be excited for this new movie?
They better be. They're going, even if they are not interested in it, because I'm interested in it.
just drag them over there to the movie, like on a wheelbarrow, just like, all right, time to go. So what do you think about, so there's two big key takeaways from this trailer. And no, unfortunately, it was not Bowser's wonderful, attractive, muscular art of him in Princess Peach, which I am still laughing at. No, the big takeaway from this trailer is the introduction of our brand new villain. And that villain is none other than, drumroll please, Bowser Jr. is making his big appearance. Now, this is something I'm very curious to get your take on here, Kevin, because I was talking a bit to Marvin Montanaro, editor-in-chief of That Park Place, contributor to the channel, and over on his show, Tooney Town TV. And during that live stream, I was asking him about how it's interesting that they decided to go Bowser Jr. for the route of this new movie, because I remember a time where Bowser Jr. got some criticisms for being, like, not one of the more popular Mario characters. Some people thought he was kind of annoying. He replaced the Koopa Kid, so to speak. I have been a bigger fan of Bowser Jr. personally than the Koopa Kids. I feel like he has more personality. That's my own personal take. But I really am curious to ask you, what do you think of this? Because I grew up with Mario Sunshine, so he was there in the series for me for a very long time. For you, for a franchise that's you've been around probably since around the start of Mario, what do you think about Bowser Jr. getting such a villain as possibly our top villain of the movie?
The first time I played Sunshine, I was like, wait, where are the Koopa Kids? Who's this guy? But he's growing on me. I don't mind the Bowser Jr. character. And the fact that we got the Koopa Kids back, I'm like, get over it, everybody. There's more than enough room for everybody. So I do hope that they kind of pop up. I personally, though, I'm one of those people who's like, hey, you should be exploiting more of the Mario 2 stuff. I'm like, give me Bowser and give me King Wart and some Birdo action. And
oh my gosh, Bert, this is as far as you go. Like, Mario Advance.
Yeah, and then we even give everybody the Mario jump scare when the Raven door decides to fly off the wall.
Oh my gosh, that would be so terrifying. Fine. Or you get the mask that like chase you through the level, like. I played the advanced version, so they added all these crazy sound effects. So it wasn't just like NES Mario 2 where the mask followed you. No, it would make like a creepy whistle sound stalking you around. Like it was fun. But I like that with these Illumination Mario movies, I love how much they really, it doesn't just feel like cheap references. Like it's a part of the world. Like we got the paintbrush from Super Mario Sunshine here, and it looks like he's going to be using it for battle ready stance. I like that our biggest problem, I think the both of us, correct me if I'm wrong here, Kevin, is we're just a little disappointed that we don't get a little more Super Mario Brothers 2 or Super Mario World in this trailer, because there's just so many good games to pull from. And this comes simultaneously at the same time why I am super happy the fact that we are getting Super Mario Galaxy elements, and one of my favorite Mario characters is making her film debut in none other than Rosalina. And she looks incredible. She sounds incredible. And when your biggest problem with your film is that you don't have enough of the good things because there are other good things filling the spot, there's only so much I can complain about here. What's your take on that, Kevin?
I mean, I thought that the trailer for, I should say the teaser was perfect. It did everything it needed to do. It reminded you of everything you liked about the last story. It dropped, dropped your two main new characters. It didn't give away too much. It wasn't like a trailer from the 70s where you see the entire movie. And then you get the title. This left you wanting more. I'm like, they gave us a lot, but didn't overdo it. And again, this is just the teaser. We still haven't seen Yoshi. We still don't really know what the story is. So we don't know. We could be, and we saw elements from Sunshine in there. So you got a lot of stuff. You got a lot of stuff in there. And it was really quick. So I'm kind of going, well, we don't know if we don't have the Koopa Kids. We don't know if we're not going to see elements from Mario World yet. And even then, I'm sure there's more games coming anyway. But I love this, man. I love this.
Kevin,
I think it was perfect.
I'm a little confused though, because I agree with you, but at the same time, you said Yoshi. Like Yoshi, they haven't said anything about him in this film. Like there was no leaks at all about Yoshi regarding, I don't know, maybe him on like a cookie box or something like that. No context to this video game I'm showing up on screen here. Good Super Nintendo game, like, no, there's no Yoshi in this film, like, at least as far as we know, but I'm sure Nintendo will announce it by means they mean to. Am I right, good sir?
Oh, I'm sure. Nintendo never makes mistakes with releasing
Never.
footage that you shouldn't see, ever. Never, ever.
Ever.
They keep everything buttoned up tight.
Yep, nope, nothing to worry about here. It's going to be a good time. Now, I have to get into rumor and speculation, though, territory. Speaking of stuff, that wasn't present in the trailer. This guy right here. Fun fact about this boss dude. Can't remember his name. He's got, he's a robot dude with a lot of legs. You can see the Kama Observatory in the background. Fun fact, he was originally going to be a boss in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and he got reworked for Mario Galaxy. So they waited a while to get him in here. I think this has some sort of connection to whoever our other villain of the movie is. There's a lot of people think it's going to be Wario. I think they're going to save him as a teaser for the next film. But I still feel like they're hiding something, and I don't know what it is. I feel like Bowser Jr., because I think most of the movie is going to be the father-son dynamic of Bowser and Bowser Jr. as our villains. But I feel like they want to go for something else to spice in there, because you had Donkey Kong in the last one. He's not really a villain, but it gave us fight sequence for Mario to have in there, and we know Yoshi's going to be in it, so we probably need something for Yoshi to do that's not just fighting all the arsenal of Bowser's army in Super Mario Galaxy. Now, it is known, a good friend of the channel, Blue Sharky, has said that Bowser Jr. is known to pilot mechs, so this could very well be him. Do you think these are going to be our only villains of the film, Kevin? Or do you think we're in for another surprise of a major character? Or do you think everything else would be for some sequel bait?
I don't think you're going to get Wario until the third movie. I think we'll get teased at the end. But I do think there's going to be another villain, whether it's somebody from Mario RPG or Paper Mario. Someone just kind of...
Oh, don't give me hope.
Someone just kind of off to the side that... only the hardcores would kind of know about, this way, I think there's at least one more happy Easter egg to make everybody super excited to reward your fandom.
But not a Yoshi egg, just so you know, Nintendo, not a Yoshi egg, because never in this film, never, ever. So, yeah, I think that's a good point there. And if there's one last thing I want to cover is, there's not a lot of films where it's a father-son movie, and they're the villains. So I think this might be a great bonding experience for a lot of fathers and their kid. Am I wrong on that?
No, I think you're right. We got Dr. Evil and Scott. So let's see where they go with it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of potential here. So when the next trailer drops, I'm going to geek out like a fangirl at a Justin Bieber concert. But so that's what I'm going to do first. But then when we're done with that, we will be covering the next trailer here on That Game Place. And who knows, could see Wario, Waluigi, Wart, Fawful, Dementio, your mom. Who knows what's going to be in this trailer. So give it time. It's going to be fun. All right, Kevin, I think we need to get the people in the chat got some things to say. I think we need to hear the voice of the people before we get into the biggest news of the day. Let's see. All right, we got one from Blue Sharky if you'd like to read, good sir.
I may not like Brie, but if she can do the job and not be a brat, I'm willing to give her a chance. Plus, Rosalina did sound nice in the trailer. Yeah, listen.
What did you think of the voice, Kevin?
I thought she did a good job. I keep saying to Brie, she has gone out of her way to kind of behave for a minimum of the last 8 months. So she's kind of in the, I put her in the, okay, guys, it's time to forgive pile. She kind of, after Captain Marvel 2 made negative dollars, I think she kind of snapped back into reality and escaped from the pod people prison that they put these folks in. So, and she's a Nintendo super fan, so I don't think she's going to screw this up, because this is a dream opportunity for her, and it's kind of cool when you get to see people who are fans of things,
I am so happy for her. you go from basically kicking your boyfriend out of your life because he's not appreciating your love for Nintendo to now you're voicing Rosalina. That is squad goals. Like, if she one day finds a new man and has a Super Mario themed wedding, I am all for it. And oh my gosh, a Mario themed wedding. Kevin, I have still not partaken in marriage yet. Am I getting a new idea? Like a big cake, it looks like Princess Peach's cake. I'm getting a little excited now.
You got to stage a whole kidnapping.
All right, we have a new one joining in. We got Pam Epson, routine watcher of Tooney Town TV. So it's good to see you here. If you'd like to read this one, Kevin.
All right. The villain is the BBC X.
Oh, I love it. And then we got Doge.
I look forward to Metroid Prime 4. I hear you.
Yep. And then one more from Toad the Jam, which thank you for joining us, Toad.
Hey, Juliet. Holding it down, being the best mod there is.
Oh my gosh, I love Juliet. Like, she's in like a completely different time zone than us, and she's always still showing up. It's like, gameplay's time, baby. Let's go. Let's get in action here. All right, let's get into our next story. All right, everyone, the news of the day. Let's talk about this because this is probably the biggest gaming news you're going to hear about today. The title states, leaked Zelda movie set video reveals Link's green tunic, hints at major character reveal. This comes from Geeks and Gamers by the wonderful Marvin Montanaro. That's right, guys. We have our first ever footage of the live action Legend of Zelda movie set to hit theaters soon. We haven't even had a trailer or a teaser yet. The only things we've had of this film are basically stills of Link and Zelda. And actually, that wasn't even from the film. I think that was just from those actors and actresses' other films, if I'm correct on that. Am I wrong on that, Kevin?
Yeah. No, that was right. Yeah, it's from their other movies, so...
So we covered way back then on that gameplay the initial thoughts, and we had some pretty positive thoughts. I love the choice they made for Zelda. I really, really did, and I was worried about that one. And Link, he looked pretty solid here too. But now we have some footage. The article goes on to state, Nintendo's live-action Legend of Zelda movie has officially begun filming in New Zealand, and newly leaked on-set videos giving fans their first look at the project. Now, we are going to make a big disclaimer here at That Gameplace. We do not condone filming a film before it was meant to come out. But this footage is everywhere, and we are big-time gaming coverage type stuff, so we have to report on the news here. But we just want to say to anyone out there, we are not condoning this kind of behavior, and we are going to go through with class, elegance, and taste. Am I right, Kevin?
That's right. We're going to be I don't know. I got nothing.
You know what? If you were bringing home That Gameplace to your girlfriend's house, like meeting the parents, we would be the respectful, kind gentlemen that they wanted to know to trust with their daughter's hands in marriage. So with that all said, let's take a little look at the leaks for the new Legend of Zelda movie. It's about a 43-second long video. So here we see, looks to be our first look at Zelda in the film, her live action debut. What I'm getting out of this footage and what I'm really excited for, you can see the Hylia emblem on the horses. We have a bunch of people in a forest. Looks like they're about ready to do the next shot. We have a character right here who looks like she's giving Zelda a sword. And a lot of people are speculating that this is the Legend of Zelda character Impa, who has been always kind of like a protector for Zelda, or, I don't know, they're pretty tight. I took in Ocarina of Time that she was more of a protector. And you kind of see what's going on. Now, that guy wearing the cowboy hat, I do not think that's going to be in the film. That is part of the film crew. But, yeah, we get an awesome look at Princess Zelda herself. And, Kevin, I have a lot to say on this. I'm a big-time Legend of Zelda guy. What is your first take on what you have here? And what do you think of Zelda?
This looks great. Yeah, this looks great. This is everything it needs to be. Do we get a sneak peek at Link in all this? But I don't know.
We do.
There's nothing to complain about here. So this is one of those times where I think the leak will actually do better for them. It's gonna be more positive than it's gonna be hurtful, because this is kind of a
Boom.
Wow. Yeah,
There he is.
Classic green tunic.
Oh my gosh, he looks so cool. I actually had not seen the footage yet before this, and they're probably put him on the cloak to try to help keep that tunic safe and like protecting. But they look so good. Oh my gosh, go ahead. You do your take before I start geeking out more.
Listen, this is everything it needs to be. This is everything it needs to be. I don't know what else there is to say about it. If you're an OG fan, this it looks like the game. So who can ask for more? This is I'm kind of feeling like how Lord of the Rings fans probably felt the first time they saw Fellowship. It just looks spectacular. And this is just the behind the scenes, no special effects or anything shots. Like, this is, if it looks this good and it's just off of someone's iPhone being a creep in the background, just imagine what our first trailer is going to look like.
Yes, and I hope they don't do the Hollywood thing like they did with, like, say, The Force Awakens, where they have practical effects, but they put so much CGI on top of it, it kind of loses some of its appeal. And, like, I'm just so happy with this too, because Link's costume is a hard one to pull off. I've seen a lot of Link cosplays over the years, and there's a lot of ones that are fine, or fun, but it's hard to pull off the Peter Pan costume in live action without it looking silly.
Yeah, I was just about to say that you have to get into like Mary Lou Retton territory, because there's a lot of Peter Pan, there's a lot of Link cosplays out there, and God bless them, people try, but only a few really, really nail it. So the fact that let's be honest, the fact that they put a guy in the costume and it doesn't look weird, right? Because there's a reason why Peter Pan is often played by a woman, on Broadway. This looks good. This is something that everybody should be really excited about.
It looks so natural. Like, if I saw this, like, I could believe that this world exists, especially this image of Zelda right here. Like, there's usually a thing in a film, where you can either go for realistic or you can go for silly. I usually prefer when films go for silly, because I've seen it with a lot of superhero films where they try to make the costume look more realistic, and, like, it doesn't work. It loses the charm and the fun of the character. This is the first time, I think, since Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, and I'm glad you brought up, like, Fellowship, because it looks real. It looks like a world you could escape to. That was part of the charm of Harry Potter back in the day. It feels like a world you could step into because of how well the detail and the philosophy of these films were. And Kevin, I gotta geek out about this. They're in a forest. Like, they're in an actual on-set forest. They could be on Endor for all I know. But it's so great. Like, it's not just a bunch of lame green screen and, like, terrible effects. Like, it's real. And I am so happy about this. Like, I cannot stress enough, like, this is looking like the Zelda film I didn't know I wanted. I've wanted a Zelda film, and I was already going with expectations like, they're never going to make a film like how I would make it, because there's a lot of different ways you can make a Zelda movie. What they're putting out right now reminds me of Lord of the Rings in all the right way. And I already tell you, it looks a million times better than any of the Hobbit movies to me. Any closing thoughts before we continue this article?
No, like I said, man, this is something to be really excited about. I just can't get over how good this looks, and it's just someone's iPhone just sneaking around in the background. So when that first teaser drops, it's going to be something special.
What's it going to be like when we get the drop of the Legend of Zelda theme in that trailer? It's coming. And do we know who's scoring it yet?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
You don't know how bad I want the dude who scored Fantastic Four First Steps, Rogue One, Star Trek reboot. Mm-hmm. That guy is one of the best dudes. His name is slipping on me right now. I do apologize. But he is like the best composer in Hollywood. If one guy could do the Zelda theme justice in the work of Koji Kondo, it's him. Yeah. So I really hope it works out. I'd like to continue a little more in this article here to give a little more context here. Link also appears briefly in the video, portrayed by Benjamin Avon Ainsworth. Although the shot is quick and pretty obscured, one thing stands out immediately. He is wearing the classic green tunic. Not a modern variation, not an alternate color scheme like the blue champion's tunic from Breath of the Wild. He is in the iconic green look that defined the character for decades. For longtime fans who associate Link with green despite the franchise's more recent designs, the choice feels like a deliberate callback to the series' roots. Regarding the filming beginning in New Zealand, production is underway around the Wellington region, with principal photography will run through early April 2026. Nintendo and Sony currently plan to release the film on May 7th, 2027. It's still weird seeing them all buddy-buddy with each other, but whatever. Director Wes Ball of Maze Runner, Kingdom of the Planet Apes is bringing Hyrule to life in what appears to be a grounded visual style. The natural landscape seen in the leaked clip, forests, hillside, clearings, and practical set dressing give the impression of a world built with physical locations rather than the heavily reliance on digital backdrop, which is often considered lazy in Hollywood. Oh, sorry, I added that last part. Marvin didn't say that. That was me. Yeah, I'm a little salty there. But this is where the trailer, it's not just the green tunic, it's not just Zelda. Who is this mysterious character? Who's that Pokemon? A mysterious character enters the scene. One of the most intriguing moments shows Zelda approaching a woman dressed in darker clothing, standing in a clearing. While the actress resembles Dichen Lachman, the bigger question is who is the character being portrayed? Now, based on the costume and interaction with Zelda, many fans are speculating that this could be Impa, the longtime Sheikah elder who has appeared across the franchise since the original NES title. Impa has taken different forms over the years, mentor, warrior, guardian, but she is almost always tied closely to Zelda's lineage and Sheikah's ancient role in Hyrule. There has been no official confirmation of Impa appearing in the movie, and no casting announcements, but keep in mind we've only had 2 casting announcements, identifying who may be playing her, but the possibility alone has fueled excitement, especially for fans who want the film to embrace deeper elements of the lore. Now, Kevin, who is this gal?
Oh, well, I think you kind of nailed it. She's kind of a, like Zelda's protector, friend, butt kicker. It's so. I'm kind of. I was trying to think of. I really wonder what games they're pulling from. I'm assuming, just given the look of it, we're going more Ocarina of Time, right?
I'm getting Twilight Princess vibes though as well, though, with that darker tunic. But you know on.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess I don't know. I guess it just depends on which game they're going to pull from too, right? Because their story is slightly different. Whenever she pops up, but it's cool warrior butt kicker. It's she's Xena. She's Xena
Warrior Princess.
Zelda.
Kevin, you figured it out. This isn't Impa. It's Xena. We finally are getting the Xena Zelda crossover that Tumblr told me to be excited for decades. Thank you, Kevin. But it's overall a strong first impression. Do you hear the excitement in my voice when I talk to people? I
can't tell. You seemed a little subdued, a little worried about you.
What's it? Is it Bill Stein? Who's the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off where he's like...
Stein?
Ben Stein. Even though the video is grainy and shot from a distance, early signs point towards a production that understands its source material. I sound more like Morgan Freeman right now.
That's not Ben Stein.
Zelda's outfit aligns with her modern design. Link's green tunic anchors the film in classic visual identity. And I will stop this voice before we lose all our viewers. Sorry. And the potential inclusion of Impa hints at a story that goes beyond the simplest interpretation of a long-running franchise. And here's an image of Link and Zelda. Zelda looks so happy. She's as happy as me right now. It's only the first leak, but this set video is enough to show that the live-action Legend of Zelda isn't just happening, it's already taking shape in ways longtime fans will recognize. And that is Marvin Montanero's article, and he did an amazing job on that. But before we wrap this video, I also wanted to give mention to a friend of the channel, Kamchi, who comes in with a $1.99 super chat, actually, to our show, who says, there was the Japanese Rapping Link commercial version. Now, Kevin, are you familiar with this commercial?
No, I am not. I love this.
Well, good for our viewers at home, because everybody grab the popcorn, because it is movie time. All right, this is old enough. Nintendo better not get us for copyright. This thing is old as dirt, okay? It's the 90s. Ben Franklin might have made this thing. Okay, here we go.
That hurt me.
I'm sure it did.
What?
Can y'all hear? Eat your heart out, YMCA. This is a real music video. I to this day cannot tell if Link's played by a boy or girl in this commercial, but they gave the folks over in America so much pushback for making a rap about The Legend of Zelda, and the folks over in Japan said, let's go mad with this thing. So The Legend of Zelda movie has some big shoes to fill. But you know, I trust, the folks after this footage that they can top it. Kevin, give you the last word here. Will they ever top this amazing rap?
No, they shouldn't try. They shouldn't try. There's two phases of your life. There's before seeing this video and after. And there's no reason to chase this. Don't be Icarus. Don't fly too close to the sun. Just do what you got to do. Just give us a good game. I want to hear the kid yacht. Knock some skulls off of some skull people's heads. Turn into a Gorgon and hopefully he catches fire and runs in a circle. In the fire temple.
And the chickens attack him.
Yeah, and piss off some chickens.
That'll be the plot of the movie, guys. A Popeyes is installed in Hyrule, and Link is confronted by the chickens. So, all right, but plot details in the trailer is gonna link it. When that trailer drops, we're gonna make sure we're talking about it here on That Game Place. All right, let's see what the chat's got going on here, Kevin. They have a lot to say on this stuff. Got Pam Epson, if you'd like to read this one, please, sir.
Sure. Nolan Thunder, I just gave away all my 3 hypes on That Game Place.
Thank you, Pam. Pam, we love you. You are amazing. You are so amazing. We love you so much. Let's see. We got one from our friend Kamchi. Kamchi, once again, thank you for the super chat.
Kamchi. The best love action, even though it was a commercial.
Yes, I love it so much. It's like love action because I love it. We have Shalifi. Or Shalify. However you say it, sir.
I thought it was the same actress doing both before. Look like different people now that I'm seeing it. I actually, when it started playing, I at first thought it was the same actress too.
Well, I want to give a thank you to Juliet, Doge, Mark, Feels, all our amazing super chatters. Like, it always warms my heart whenever y'all do this stuff, and I know they had a lot of stuff going on this show today. We're going to have a closing question here, because we're actually about to wrap here. Real quick, Kevin, before we start plugging your stuff, which bosses do you think will be in the movie? I predict Goma.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That was going to be my big prediction. I don't know how you do it without Goma.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of options they can pull from here, Kevin. May I also remind you of the very iconic Legend of Zelda boss. I am, of course, referring to the one and only here. We could pull and we could have the legend himself, Bongo Bongo. We got Bongo Bongo. The bongos of doom, man. The bongos of doom.
I just hope that we get a second movie and that it's Majora's Mask. So I want that creepy moon just creeping in on you as you're moving through the movie.
Kevin, don't give me hope like that. That is very precious. That is sacred, and that thing better be the most nightmare fuel. And if they're using practical effects in this, girl, okay, that would just be crazy. And also, can I say though, for the sake of all, I need to ask you this, Kevin. You need to be the father here for a minute. I need to know this your opinion as a dad. Do we dare expose our kids to the bottom of the well? Do we bring that back? This was in a game for everyone. And I don't know. Are the kids right? Do they need to toughen up, or do we just need to leave this in the past?
The 90s were a different time, but no, look, we gotta toughen them up. We gotta toughen them up. They need to learn how to cope with nightmare fuel.
hey, we're getting some of that. They are surprisingly getting some nightmare fuel, and after recording a recent Lost Guides, apparently it was in our food products. Apparently, even the commercials for it. I learned a lot of new things here lately. But actually, before we wrap, we have a last-minute super chat by Kamchi again. So thank you so much. Would you like to read this one for us, Kevin?
Sure.
As I get your channel stuff up.
The best chance for the Zelda movie is. Oh, I don't even know how to say that.
Summer or winter?
Summer or winter? Oh, I got you. Oh, we shortened it. Okay, yeah, I got it. Oh, well,
I'm not fully sure.
Date?
Like, do they mean like seasons or?
I think the release window. I don't know. I think. I would avoid. I would avoid the big summer tentpole season. I dropped this like April, May. I'd be dropping it just in time for like Easter break, where parents go pretty much right where they drop Mario, right? That's
yeah.
Yeah, I would drop it in there because you're not going to have a lot of competition. You're going to have a big school break, and if it's getting momentum, it's that momentum is going to carry you through probably at least until the middle of June, and that gives you enough room to make a crap ton of money, and then you're out on Blu-ray, DVD by the time it's time to go back to school.
And compare this to like other films, that get put out there. I know like Sonic the Hedgehog 3. That one was released around the holiday season, so there was a lot of big opportunities. Despite coming out in December, close to Christmas, the toys were going out early, so probably parents already purchasing some of that stuff. But I love your point about Easter going into June. Like, the nice thing about these is there are going to be people who are going to line up, dressed up in their Hyrule attire, because we're finally going to get our new Lord of the Rings thing, hopefully, type geek media that people get excited for. But if it has its own little bubble of hype going, you get into the summer, people, like kids, they might need more to do. So they're going to need video games, they're going to need toys and stuff like that. They're not as preoccupied. I think that would be the gold mine there. So Kevin, I definitely agree. So Kamchi, I'm hoping for a spring release. I really am. So we'll see what happens with that. Kevin, what do you have coming up on your big, beautiful web? I hear you have this little channel here called The House of Apollo, and I think it's about to make a big impact. Tell me more about this, good sir.
I'm still editing my Martin Stone and Lou Wasserman's Ghost, and I had a whole big conversation about what's going on with Paramount, and then I've got a video about the press picking on Millie Bobby Brown and refusing to let her grow up. A couple other quick things. I'm going to drop. Hopefully I'll be done and have them drop by the end of this week. Fingers crossed. I'm not making any promises though. But once I get it figured out and I get momentum, they'll drop a lot faster, I swear.
And we also have a trailer I would like to plug for your new channel here. Make sure you can hear this, good sir, because I don't want to mess up the audio again. So here we go.
The house of Apollo, where the echoes of legends are all
Good?
we follow.
Good.
Turn it up, feast your eyes, feel the fever ignite. Glory to your house, we burn through the night. We burn through the night.
Oh, that's done. Okay, so, yep, that is The House of Apollo. You can also see his show Late Nights with Lauren and Apollo over on the WDW Pro channel over on YouTube. That is, I believe, on Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 p.m. So be sure to check out those wonderful live streams. I like to hop in there sometimes as well. Kevin's cable went out, so I think YouTube's already worried about him taking over the website. So I'd like to make another plug right here. We're going to go ahead and plug my own personal channel before we get out of here. You can find me, if you want to hear more about what I have going on the website and my endless lore of video game knowledge, you can find me over on the Nolan Thunder YouTube channel. In this channel, I have a series called Lost in the Files, where I talk about a lot of internet mysteries, but primarily video game mysteries. So you can see me cover like a lot of creepy urban legends. There's like B-movie horror, synthesizer type music, custom made. It's kind of like I present as like a documentarian type way, but there's some hoaxes in there too, a little bit of mockumentary in there too. So if those internet mysteries tickle your fancy, please check it out on my series Lost in the Files. I have a whole playlist and a new episode just dropped on the PlayStation 2 Missile Crisis. So please be sure to check that out. And I also want to take time to also promote, he couldn't be here today, but Culture Casino. You can find him over on YouTube at the Culture Casino YouTube channel. He's got a new show called, and I've always can never remember the name. Thank you for your attention to this matter. He also has the 6-Minute Daily, and he covers a lot more of the stuff as far as when entertainment collides with politics and a lot of different good takes on like everything happening in the entertainment industry. So yes, check out Kevin Apollo at his channel, The House of Apollo. It's actually an easy search away. You can find me over on Nolan Thunder with Lost Files and Culture Casino. We thank everybody for showing up and coming here today. It's always a big honor to have all of you here. Like I said, Kevin's internet dropped because his show was just too good for YouTube, but we love each and every one of you. Want to give a big thank you again to everyone who came in here. We appreciate you, and we'll be back next week for another episode of That Gameplays Live. If you have any comments, question, or concern, please reach out to me. And it's been a lot of fun. We've built a good community here, and I'm excited to cover more of our exciting news that's going to be happening here in the gaming sphere. Check out That Park Place, the website. Check out Geeks and Gamers, and check out WDW Pro over on YouTube. With all that said, I've been Nolan Thunder, and I want to remind you all to get your game on!